Formula 1 French Grand Prix 2021. The 2021 French Grand Prix will be held on Circuit Paul Ricard. The first Grand Prix in Circuit Paul Ricard was held on 1971. The circuit length is 5.842 km with 309.69 km of race distance. There are 53 laps. A lap consists of 15 corners and 2 DRS zones. The lap record is 1:32.740 set by Sebastian Vettel. The French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard returns this weekend after a year off the calendar, and Pirelli have announced which tyres they will be bringing to Le Castellet's colourful circuit. The middle compounds in the Pirelli range, hard, medium and soft, will be brought to France. That's one step softer than the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, but the same choice as was made for the 2019 French Grand Prix. The winning strategy in 2019 was a one-stopper from mediums to hards. Race weekend according to track time. Practice 1 on 18th June from 11:30 to 12:30. Practice 2 on 18th June from 15 to 16. Practice 3 on 19th June from 12 to 13. Qualifying on 19th June from 15 to 16. Race on 20th June from 15 to 17. The battle continues among Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez. Comment your valuable ideas and please subscribe our channel to stay with us. The French Grand Prix is one of the oldest motor races in the world as well as the first Grand Prix. It ceased shortly after it, certainly in 2008, with 86 races having been held due to unfavorable financial circumstances and venues. The race returned to the Formula 1 calendar in 2018 with Circuit Paul Ricard hosting the race. The location of the Grand Prix have moved frequently with 16 different venues having been used over its life, a number only eclipsed by the 23 venues used for the Australian Grand Prix since its 1928 start. It is also one of the 4 races, along with the Belgian, Italian and Spanish Grand Prix, to have been held as part of the 3 distinct Grand Prix championships: World Manufacturers Championship in the late 1920s, European Championship in the 1930s and Formula 1 World Championship since 1950. France was one of the first countries to hold motor racing events of any kind. The first competitive motor race, the Paris-Toulon Horseless Carriage Contest, was held on 22 July 1894 and was organized by the Automobile Club de France (ACF). The race was 126 kilometers long and was won by the Count Jules Albert de Dion in his de Dion-Bouton steam-powered car in just under 7 hours. This race was followed by races starting in Paris to various towns and cities around France such as Bordeaux, Marseille, Lyon and Dieppe, and also to various other European cities such as Amsterdam, Berlin, Innsbruck and Vienna. The Circuit Paul Ricard is a French motorsport racetrack built in 1969 at Le Castellet near Marseille, with finance from Pastis magnate Paul Ricard. Ricard wanted to experience the challenge of building a racetrack. The circuit has hosted the FIA Formula One French Grand Prix since 2018, having previously hosted it intermittently from 1971 to 1983 and every year from 1985 to 1990. The official lap record for the current F1 circuit layout is 1:32.740, set by Sebastian Vettel during the 2019 French Grand Prix, while the unofficial all-time track record is 1:28.319, set by Lewis Hamilton during final qualifying for the aforementioned 2019 race. The French Grand Prix at Paul Ricard returns this weekend after a year off the calendar, and Pirelli have announced which tyres they will bring to Castellet's colourful circuit. The middle compounds in the Pirelli range, C2 hard, C3 medium and C4 soft, will be brought to France. That's one step softer than Azerbaijan Grand Prix. But the same choice as was made for the 2019 French Grand Prix. Winning strategy in 2019 was a one-stopper from mediums to hards. The battle for the world title will be continued according to current standings. Max Verstappen from Red Bull is in the top, following Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez.